do you expect any adverse reaction from the religious right?
And was anybody here reacting adversely? I don't know, you know, it's very interesting. So I wrote The Abstinence Teacher, which was, you know, a book about the culture war, and part of it was about, you know, how, you know, there are these two separate realities in America, and that people rarely cross the lines between them. And I was very curious when I wrote it to see if it would create that sort of conversation. And I got a fair number of letters and messages from Christians, but usually from liberal Christians who were, you know, feeling like the book expressed some of the things that they were upset about within their own community. So that was interesting for me. Did not hear too much from really conservative religious people, because I just don't think they read fiction. No, I don't mean to say that in any kind of that's not. I think that's just a sort of a fact. Or they don't read this kind of fiction. They don't literary fiction. I mean, I think that. Yeah, they do. Well, it's a separate. They're separate worlds, you know. And I certainly, you know, was thinking about the Left Behind books in writing this one, and so I went and I read the first one, and it was very interesting, because to me the big difference is that in the Left Behind books, everybody knows what happened right away, and it makes perfect sense. The people who are taken are the faithful. In fact, the main character's wife kept warning him, you know, this is going to happen, I'm going to go someday, I'm going to be gone, and you're going to know what happened to me. And then she's gone, and he's like, ah, she told me. And he doesn't grieve for her, he doesn't, it's just like, I deserve that. You know, I was not a good enough Christian, I didn't go, and she did, and now I have to work hard to sort of catch up. And so the book is very purposeful, you know, very forward-moving, and the most surprising thing is just the lack of grief. I mean, it's not a book about grief at all. It's a book about getting a wake-up call and doing what you have to do. And so it's really an action story. Whereas in this book, nobody knows what happened. And in fact, you know, it creates a crisis among Christians because, you know, it looks like their rapture, but it doesn't make sense as their rapture. And so there are a lot of these other religious reactions to fill this space that, you know, that more traditional religion can't fill. So this is a book about doubt, it's a book about not knowing. It's precisely the opposite of a book about faith and certainty.